And now it's my pleasure to introduce our President and CEO of the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mary Jaworski, who will introduce and present our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Mary?
Thank you, Michael. It is with great pleasure that I am introducing tonight's Lifetime Achievement Award recipients, Bob Stevens and Joe Adler. In August, Mike Payon, along with Chris Adler and myself, had the distinct honor of going out to lunch with these two very fine gentlemen. They delighted us with many stories that spanned over some 60 years. I sat in amazement at all they have done for this community. Their drive, their passion, their deep commitment to making things better for others. Bob, definitely the chatty one. Mary, I just have one more story. Joe leans back going, he always has one more story. Tourists are friends, little jabbing on the side. They have forged a tremendous friendship that ultimately resulted in benefiting our community. The backgrounds run parallel. We're both born in Joliet. Bob attended St. John's, Joliet Catholic, and the University of Illinois. Joe, 1 year a senior, went to St. Raymond's, Joliet Catholic, and Notre Dame. Joe served in the U.S. Air Force, Bob in the Army, both lifelong friends. Bob purchased the Stephen Sheet Metal Company in 1958. Joe went to work for his family-owned business, Adler Roofing Sheet Metal. Bob married Rosemary, and together they have 5 children: Sue, Bob, Patty, Sally, and Scott, proud grandparents to 12. Joe was married to Lake Jody. They had 6 children: Dan, Todd, Jackie, Chris, Mike, Jay, and 22 grandchildren. I know there's some great-grandchildren because the parents are sitting at that table over there. But the reason I don't know for sure is because Bob Stevens sent me 8 typewritten pages of his file, and Mr. Adler sent me 1 page with 12 lines. It was a challenge. Their legacy is tremendous. Bob owned and worked at many businesses, including Mary Press, Stepman, Twin Oaks Development, Joliet Tennis Club, West Jefferson Property and Bank, and many more. Joe worked his family business throughout his career, building into the great success it is today. Both gentlemen have received many, many honors, all very well deserving. Both Joe and Bob served and worked on many projects throughout Joliet. Many things you probably pass every day and don't realize that these two put their marks on them, and even better, probably their idea. They worked tirelessly to make them happen. Even today, Joe called me 3 times and backed me an initiative and made me put it on the front table. About tipping is a daily part of travel. So what about the maids? So if you want a copy, please pick it up afterwards and think about that. The project that has brought them the most recognition in the past 20+ years is the Will County Habitat for Humanity. Joe called it their labor of love. The way the story is relayed to me is that Joe became involved in Habitat, bugged Bob to join a group of guys doing a build that was organized by the former Jimmy Carter. Now Bob tells it this way: they had to build 100 homes in 7 days. Bob went out, worked tirelessly in the hot sun, toiled, exhausted by the end of the day, while Joe was out dining with the president, the former president, and having lunch with the dignitaries. They brought the concept back to our area and began brainstorming on how this could benefit Joliet. According to my sources, Bob would go out and get people to donate services, materials, and work, while Joe would do the financial end. And the way Chris told me, when people saw him coming, they would hide their wallets. With this strategy in place to date, These two have been directly involved in building approximately 60 homes from the ground up. One of these homes was donated by the Stevens family, who gave up their Christmas presents and donated the money to build a home. Then came the restore. In 2009, Bob, Joe, and his son Jay, after visiting a restore in Elgin, decided this would be a great way to generate money in the future to be able to build more homes. After Bob and his group were able to convince the Habitat Board that this would be a lifeline for Habitat, they led the way. They were fortunate to lease the vacant Crescent Electric building on Larkin and Joliet, and the operation began. In 2011, this dream became a reality because of the efforts of Bob, Joe, and Jay, and the many volunteers. Their stories are many. They are delightful and they are entertaining. Mike and I left the table that day after our luncheon, and we felt a sense of awe at being in the presence of these two men who were so fantastic and basically so good and decent. In closing, I chose a very simple line that we used on our plaques. It reads, "For achieving monumental heights in giving, caring, and changing the lives of others." Thank you, Bob and Joe, for everything you have done to make Joliet a better place through your tremendous hard work and efforts. We as a community will never be able to thank you enough. You inspire us with all you have done and achieved, and we are blessed that you call Joliet home. It is a great pleasure that I can introduce to you Mr. Bob Stevens and Mr. Joe Adler. Mr. Adler will go first, because I was told this had to be alphabetical.
Well, personally, I am most grateful for the honor of receiving the Lifetime Service Award, and I salute the other award winners, and especially my old buddy and my confidant, Bob. I think we should also, at this point, remember to be blessed with the leadership of Mary Jaworski and her staff. When we look around, if you went to sizable gatherings of Chamber of Commerce, which many of us have in other areas, this one tops them all again. We are very pleased with it. We also should continue to pray for our past CEO, Russ Slinkard, that he receives his strength and better health. And remember Jimmy Carter, too, who was diagnosed with brain cancer. And it's been said that of all the people who have renounced that publicly, this is the most beautiful, the most meaningful, and the whole person of God within him. With that said, Bob and I have been involved in a lot of other things together. But we're pinning it down to Habitat. And I have a problem, and you're all going to share that problem. And that is, there's a disease that you could very well catch this evening. And there's no way out of it. There's no medication, there's nothing you can do. And that disease is infectious hepatitis. May you all come down with that disease. I'm just going to tell a few stories, really, because the key is the humanity of Habitat. The family, we're helping families. Picture St. Raymond's Cathedral on Rainer Avenue, the marble, the majesty of the building, and the stone. And then picture Saturday morning. And on these stories, try to be there. Think of yourself as there, as you're standing there, and a lumber truck pulls up, and it dumps a load of 2x4s right in front of the cathedral, not out on the street, right out near the doors. Well, as it worked out, Pastor Greg Herr of First Presbyterian Church and the pastor of the cathedral decided to partner on a new idea, and that was to have these 2x4s, the strength of every home, signed by donors on Saturday and Sunday services. I'll go on to tell you how that worked out, but all of them were sold. And in turn, it was an example, really, of ecumenism and all of us working together. The next story takes us to a site where Millard Fuller, the founder of Habitat, came to Joliet late one afternoon and in turn was taken to a job under construction. And in turn, he is a marvelous speaker. And he walked in and the 2x4s, the whole house was standing. But he said, my heavens, look at the 2x4s. They have all sorts of words on them. Best luck in your new home. Love to you as you enjoy this room. This is for your children. And there we were in this dimly lit area with lanterns. And Fuller was practically crying as he saw what it really means to be a part of building a Habitat home. There they were, the structure of those 2x4s, with all of those people right there with them, holding up the roof, holding up the entire building. I'm sure you understand why we are Habitat. Just to start. Sometime later, we were laying out a home in the Fairmont area, and Rob Tonelli was there, a volunteer all of his life, and Bill Condon was there laying out, and they scratched out the outline of the home on the ground with the blueprint, and it was on a little table. And little Jimmy, 10-year-old, one of the children of the family, came up and looked at it, and he said, "Now where's the kitchen? And where's my bedroom?" And they said, "Well, Jimmy, it's right here." And everybody started talking. And then as they looked, Jimmy was down. He knew where it was on the blueprint. And here he was with his stick. And he was outlining this. And then we looked up and he was going, "This is my room. This is my bedroom. And there's a window there, and I have another window." You are captivated by experiences like that, because we're dealing with human beings who have never had the chance to own a home. We're dealing with people who do not get anything for free. They work for it. They in turn get mortgages, which allow us to build more homes. Infectious hepatitis then is for all of us. I'd like to close. I was visiting a relative at a VA hospital in Des Moines, Iowa. I walked down the hall and I just happened to glance at a beautifully portrayed saying on the wall. And in turn, I stopped and went back. Waking up each morning, we should always start with a smile. 24 brand new hours are before us. Each day, 24 new hours are there before us. We should therefore vow to live fully in every moment and look at all beings with eyes of compassion, each and every 24 hours. Thank you very much. First of all, I
Aren't we glad that Joe Adler couldn't speak? He had a throat problem. Otherwise, we'd be here a lot longer. I have to get my cheaters on because when you get old, everything goes down. So bear with me. First of all, I want to congratulate all the other recipients of this award, of these awards, and particularly Joe. And I'll talk about Joe a little bit later. But it's just an honor to be here, to be part of this, and I thank the Chamber. But I have a few questions to ask Mary Jaworski and Mike. First of all, Mary, thank you for the very kind words that you said about us. But I'm not sure you had the right guys. You know, a few weeks ago when you and Mike and Joe and myself, or Joe and Jay and myself were at lunch, you brought up the idea of receiving this award. And I said, you know, what is a Lifetime Achievement Award? What is that? I don't understand that. I'm an engineer by trade. I'm a 1, 2, 3 guy. I gotta know what happens. Give me the explanation. Well, they were kind of passed by. So anyway, I looked it up in the dictionary, what achievement really means. What achievement really means. And achievement means something like this: doing something special and successfully attaining, that goal. It means a deserved result. It means a goal that you set and you reach that goal. That's achievement. I said, okay, I'll buy that. And then I said, I cussed a little bit and said, why are you choosing Joe and myself? And she hammered something towards me and mentioned that, I don't know, we thought that maybe you deserve it or something like that. And I said to this, you found out how old we are. And then we qualified. Again, I want to congratulate Joe. I don't get a chance to go after Joe too often, because we argue almost continuously. I met Joe 70 years ago. 70 years ago. And we had many wonderful times together, Rosemary, Joe, and myself. A little emotional with this. And in all our serious discussions, he never convinced me to be a Democrat. Mary made mention of a couple of things that are memorable, and again, I guess we're here tonight because her name of fame is maybe habitat, whatever you may call it, but really, to me it was the labor love. Particularly 11 years ago, family came together, and they said, there was 5 kids, 12 grandkids, and they said, we want to do something that's more meaningful than just giving gifts to one another. I said, what do you got in mind? I had nothing to do with this. They said, we want to donate some dollars and have us personally buy the materials and build the house. And I said, I think I can make that happen. Through the efforts of John Mesmer at that time, the city manager, and I think the chamber has something to do with it. And I certainly applaud the chamber for everything they do. He gave me a lot over on Benton and Herkimer. We went over there. I had a few gentlemen working for me. We dug a hole, put a footing and a foundation in, and invited the entire family to that site for, I don't know, 10 days. They personally built that house. Back to this day, that's 11 years ago, the lady that lives there, a wonderful lady that comes to Habitat and donates her time in payment for that home that she received. Now, let me tell you a little sad story about that. Before she moved into that house, she had a daughter living on the Broadway Street complex. And her daughter had a severe attack of asthma and died in the parking lot. So she came to us. She already qualified to get home. And she came to us and said, well, that'll affect my getting this home. And our committee said, no, you'll get home. So we finally got it. And she had a 6 and a 7-year-old grandson. Jasmine and Gordon. Little kids. And our kids will remember this when they were over there. And we spent, those 10 days with these little kids around. Now, here about 2 months ago, the daughter came in. She's now 18. No, she just got a scholarship to the University of St. Francis. Talk about a success story. She got a scholarship to the University of St. Francis. She's a freshman there. She came up to me, a beautiful one. I hadn't seen her in 11 years. Gordon was at a football game the other night, and well, it was beyond that. It was another instance of looking at a football game or meeting some football players, and Gordon came up to me, and now he's an 18-year-old robust little kid. He said, Mr. Stephen, I'm going to be the linebacker for Joliet Central this year. Now, that's a success story when you think about it. And what we tried to do in training that, or doing that, was to show people what can be done, what, a little effort, breaking the rules a little bit too, by the way, which we're pretty good at. And we got that house built. And if you have an opportunity, go over and Benton and her car and see how she has taken care of that house in 11 years. All right, regarding awards, I got a couple of things to say about regarding awards. They're necessary because everybody likes to be recognized. And it's a human need, I guess. And that's exemplified every day. When somebody comes up to you, calls you by name, that makes you feel good, doesn't it? That gives you a little sense of recognition, doesn't it? But, when Joe and I and many others have done these things, we didn't do them through recognition. I always say in doing these things, they weren't an option to us. They were an obligation. Now take that. Every time I get a microphone in my head, I like to leave a message. I'd like to leave that message. Anybody can do what we do. Anybody can go out and, I'd love to say you can't do it. And I said, try me. I'd love to say it's impossible. You're breaking the law. I said, I understand. We'll get into that. But it's been a pleasure doing the things that we've accomplished, and I don't take credit for all this. I've had great help. I want to tonight introduce, actually, it's a lady I met 67 years ago. And I'm thinking about awards. I'm thinking about lifetime awards. There's one that should get an award. And I'm honored to have part of my family here tonight. I have my older son, Bob, his wife, Julie, and my oldest grandson, Bob III, and my youngest son, Scott, and his wife, Jen, and then my middle daughter, or my youngest daughter, Sally. They're all with us tonight. So we have two other daughters, Susan in Connecticut, or in Massachusetts, and Patty in the suburb of Detroit, and they all wish they could be here with us. And I have one other person to recognize, that she should probably get a lifetime award too. Let me tell you her story. It was in 1972. I just bought a shopping center. And I was in the sheet metal business at the time. I didn't know anything about a shopping center. I didn't know what I was doing buying a shopping center. I bought Mary Cross Shopping Center with no money, by the way. No money. Put that together somehow, but I didn't have anybody to come over and answer the phone. So I called a young lady by the name of Pat Mila. She's here with us tonight. Pat. I started her out at $2 an hour. She got a little bit of increase since then. She's here with our family and joining us in this celebration tonight. And Pat, I thank you for, as I say, in closing, I'd like to share with you a poem that I treasured all my life. And it kind of led me to do the things, excuse me, with the things we have done and the way I have done it. And it's called Thinking. Now listen, there, closer. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find success begins in a person's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You got to think high to rise. You got to be sure of yourself before you ever win the prize. Life battles don't always go to the stronger and faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. Again, I want to thank the Chamber. Thank all you people who were here tonight. Without the Chamber of our magnitude, you know, Mary Jaworski is an amazing lady. Mary, I figure I got 10 more years. You had 10 more years?
No problem.
No problem. I just want to, again, voice my last thanks to them for what they do in the community, and I'm certainly glad to be here. Thank you.